The real number one. Achievements, he's listed as he's the most successful money player in the whole of the world. Let's get him out. It's George, the real number one, Tierney. He's definitely the crowd's favourite this afternoon. The next one out, he comes from Bolton. I do believe Bolton's nearby. His nickname is the Cannon. 2 times UK Pool Tour semi-finalist, Premier League UK Pool Tour player, EPA County National Merit winner. He is the Cannon. Let's introduce him. Let's give him a round of applause for Chris Hampson.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Taom Shootout. My name's Simon Webb, delighted to be joined in the commentary box by 2018 World Champion Ben Davis. Afternoon, Ben.
Afternoon, Simon. How are we doing, everyone?
Yeah, really looking forward to this event. It really is something a little bit different, and that is our lineup for this afternoon's Facebook matches before we go live on Free Sports tonight at 7:30. And of course, you'll be playing last match this afternoon, Ben. Looking forward to this one?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone should get the slippers on and kick back. I think it is going to be a fun day of action. That.
Yeah, it really is an exciting format, an exciting atmosphere. Of course, you've played in one of these before. The shot clock, 30 seconds is brutal, but when we go down to 20, that's going to be something else.
Yeah, you've got no time to think. You've just got to go.
First instinct's your only instinct. No time for
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can't wait.
And it's tough when the crowd get on your back as well. Yeah. Anything can happen.
And they're encouraged to get on your back as well. So here we go with George Tierney versus Chris Hampson. First match up. Perhaps a little bit of added spice and pressure with this afternoon's matches in terms of the winner gets to go on and play in the quarterfinals, but to play live on TV.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Especially for, some of the field here will probably haven't experienced that TV matches before, so there's probably something on that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. The real number one gets the lag done. Can't believe I'm calling him the real number one, but I'm just going to go with it for today.
I think you have to. You have to. Yeah.
He's some boy, fair play to him.
He's got some belief and some confidence.
He's got a lot of fans out there, I know that much.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how he's going to play in this atmosphere. He certainly does a lot of talking and gives a lot. Can he perform? Can he back up?
That's what it's all about.
So as Kevin Moyle said, it's a race to 5 and a very short and severe 30-second shot clock that cuts down to 20 seconds after 15 minutes. It is only a 30-minute match, and if we are tied after 30 minutes, we go to a black ball shootout. So here we go. Well, in all pool matches, we talk about the break an awful lot. And I think in such a short race, it's going to be talked about a lot tonight. Who can give themselves the opportunities, not only give themselves the opportunities, but who can give themselves the better tables to go at.
Yeah.
The less, with no time to think, the uncomplicated finishes.
I've never played on one of these tables before. The pockets look a little bit nippier than the Supremes, so it should be interesting. Oh.
He's trying trick shot, Sharky!
A tough shot, that one, not guaranteed to make it. Hasn't left too bad a table though.
Yeah, good pot. He's going to need another one here though.
Yeah, if he can find that next ball though.
I think he's on the one through the gap.
Nice bit.
Superb cue in from George Boy.
Yeah, and now he's into his visit. He just has that one bad red near the black. Doesn't have an open pocket, and it doesn't double at the moment, so he needs to give that some consideration quite quickly.
Oh, exhibition shots. What's he done there? That's a cracking shot.
Well, it looks like George Tierney has come to play. That is an absolutely brilliant shot.
What a shot.
If he's honest, he's probably been a touch unlucky that he hasn't been left the one into the middle pocket.
Yeah, I think he's on the. I think he can play the cannon though and plant it past the yellow into centre. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. And I think there's an element of safety with that one time.
Always thinking, Georgie. Well plotted 3 up.
Yeah, knew what he was doing. I think he was still a touch unlucky not to be on a better ball than that, but
I think I could have sworn he could have played the plant into the centre. Surprised he didn't take that on.
I think you called it with a riskier shot. If he misses that, he probably loses the frame.
Maybe didn't fancy it so early on. It's not easy playing out there in front of that crowd.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Like I was saying.
Oh, look at that black.
They're all burned out, Georgie.
And that is the shot clock. Crowd letting him know how long he's got left.
Oh, it's come close to knocking that black in there.
Georgie, stop him, lad.
And now here we go, George Tierney to take the first frame. No problems.
That's the next way you can get on this, Georgie. What a thanks. Even money from here. 4 to 7.
This simple black and the real number one will be up and running. And there it goes.
He looks confident.
He does. He looks really up for it. Chris is going to have to find his game if he wants to challenge him here. A couple of half chances for Chris. Missed that shot into the corner early on. Trying to play it off a little cluster of balls to open up the frame, and then a really tough shot. Trying to pull out a long treble, which was always going to be long odds.
You don't get time to settle in either. You've just got to get out there and do the business, and it's very hard to do. It's a good break. His reds look good.
Yeah, caught that break really nice and flush. Lovely split, and this is what I was talking about in frame one. Who can give themselves these sort of opportunities where not too much to think about? It's pretty wide open.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of work to do, but he's got plenty of opportunities to move the balls he needs to move.
Just looking at the layout, it may well be that the black is his trickiest ball.
Yeah, I think he's tried to move the black there and just missed it. He can work his way around these nicely. He can always land in behind the black, take it up to one of the top corners. The ball is about the pot though. If it goes into the bottom left corner, you'd like to be leaving that there to drop onto the black. Oh, he's trying to play off the yellow.
Similar to the ball he missed in frame one, tried to take it off the yellow to open up the pocket for the black.
Yeah, I think the yellow's a little bit too close to the cush.
Come on, Georgie, milk the clock.
I think this could be 2-0 here to George.
Only real question mark is the yellow in the top half of the table. When does he travel up?
He could just leave the one on the left centre to drift up to it. I thought you would have taken the one to the bottom right first then, and then played the one he's right next to now, and then left the angle to just drift up off the one on the centre, but he's going up now, I think.
Georgie,
Doesn't want to land straight.
I think the crowd saying not straight, they know what's happening as well.
It's not too bad. He can't get right behind his next drop, but it's close enough to the corner not to cause him any
He just needs
issues.
to drop onto the side rail. Just like that, yeah. He's looking very confident. You give him that.
I think this is one of those shots that's probably a little bit harder than it looks, because you could easily drift too far across to the left-hand side of the table here.
Yeah, I think he just needs to pot it and, like you say, not hit it too hard and he's fine.
Oh, you controlled that well.
He's hit that a little bit too hard.
He can still clip this back in, but he's going to be flying into the red and not guaranteed to land on that black.
Yeah, you wanted to be slipping past the red. If he plays here with a load of top, he can push through the red and top the white through it. Not sure if he can screw off it, can he? No, it's too thin.
He played that with an awful lot of right-hand side, tried to sort of flick off the red, but
I
pulled it too far.
got a feeling he's going to get this. I think he's going to come off the side cushion, kick it in the corner.
Oh, you've heard it here first.
I've just got a feeling he's going to get close to it at least.
Well, this would bring the house down very early on in this event.
He's got it. Oh! What a shot! What a shot!
It's just unreal stuff from the real number one.
I think we're going to have to get his shirt changed to the magician instead of the real number one. Super shot. You can hear the crowd there, straight on his back.
Yeah, they enjoyed that one.
George said it's a break.
It's one of those that as a pool player you always kind of fancy, don't you? Because you know you're going to get solid contact on it. You know it's going to go close, but controlled it really well.
Yeah, he's always going to get close to it.
Be nice.
It's not a bad break.
Oh, he's going to be very happy with this split.
These reds look good.
Every red has a pocket. Black in the middle of the table. It's just about how he goes round the route.
I'm not sure about that route, but as George was talking about, that he has his own route, so
Yeah, left himself hamper queuing and awkward angle on this red. White's going to be going close to that black.
he didn't need to go down for this red. He could have left it because the red on the rail he can use to get onto it. But
Yeah, it's a decent recovery. Still not back in perfect position.
I think he's on the one down the cushion. If he's on that one, it's a bit of a bonus. This white ball's doing some mileage.
I'm just trying to work out if he's going to leave the one down to the right-hand corner last now or not. If he does, he may not get good on it.
It looks like he's going to leave it last. Just needs to make sure he's got the right angle on the one in the centre. That's not too bad. Just needs to drift past the black, coming back across. Great shot. Perfect.
George Tierney backs up that brilliant black in the previous frame by making it our first break and dish of this Taom shootout. And he is flying along 3-0 ahead. It is only a race to 5, so Chris Hampson needs to really get going now.
Looks to be settled in well, does the real number one. Flowing. There we see him there. Handsome specimen of a man.
Chris Hampson to break, trailing 3 frames to 0. Taom running.
Oh, he's been a bit unlucky. He's dry again.
Oh, geez.
A little bit surprised he's changed his break because he hit the first break so well and gave himself a great chance. Moved across the table, hits it solid again, but nothing drops, and the mood George is in, he'll be fancying 4-0 very quickly.
Yeah. He's got a lot of work to do though. Sure, if he can get on the yellow straight away. Well, that looks really perfect. He must be in the pot there. This would make life a lot easier for him if he can get this out the way early. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, now every yellow does have a pocket. Every yellow's in the open. It's just about how you work your way around them.
Yeah, I think the only tricky one at the minute is the one that we can see directly to the left of the white, because that red's causing a little bit of a blocker. But he's landed perfect there to just go into the red. So that will open the frame right up. Yeah,
the yellow does pass the black. So he's got a couple of options. He can actually pot all three from here. It's whichever way he wants to go.
Yeah, I think he'd like to play the one into the centre, push the red to the rail, but I don't think he's going to have enough angle to get back down. Might just be able. Or can he take the bottom one first? I think he's okay either way, yeah. He'd like to take the one into the left corner first and land on the bottom rail. I think the one on the crush is a lot thinner than what it looks. I was surprised they didn't load that up with a load of right down side to come down to the bottom crush.
Just playing for the black in the same corner, and
yeah, it's good enough.
It's pretty good.
The man's on fire. There it goes.
So 3 straight finishes from George Tierney. A counter clearance with an amazing black, and then a break dish, reverse dish to back that up. Quickly 4-0 ahead. Not even halfway through this match yet.
So here we go. George breaking off for a whitewash in the first game. He's got a ball.
He has hit that break like a dream. He's ping open. Caught it so solid.
He's got options. A little bit of work to do, but I fancy him getting close to getting these reds, if not getting them.
He was coming down the table for the one at the bottom rail next, but hasn't landed on it.
Yeah, he's still got the plant into the top right, which is fairly straightforward. Oh, he could get past. I'd prefer to play the plant though, because the red you hit in then was on the pocket, so you could use that to stun down for this red on the bottom.
Yeah, this frame still hangs in the balance, and that is the balance is, can he get good on that red at the bottom end of the table?
Not sure if he's got an angle here to go down. Possibly. That's a great shot. He's absolutely fizzing, is the man from Ireland. Big Georgie Tierney is on fire.
Maybe a touch unlucky to land a little bit too straight.
I think he's got the one to the top left. He maybe hasn't looked at it. Oh. A bit too confident there, I think. I think the one to the top left would have been a bit easier for him.
I think he was just in full flow, didn't give it any thought, just on potting that ball.
A little bit too confident.
Chris Hampson, you are right up against it now.
Oh, he's rushed it. He's rushed it. It's not easy to play out there in front of that crowd, and the clock doesn't give you any time to think. You've just got to see a shot and go for it.
I just wanted to avoid the jaw when he played that one, and it would have got the white down the table and kept it all hidden. But he may well get back to the table once again, as George Tierney has not landed on his last ball. Big shot required.
The crowd on his back. It's not going to be easy. Oh, crowd fancied the treble. Really struggling to settle. Oh.
Just keeping Chris in the match here, giving him some hope.
Drama.
No thought to the pot this time from Chris Hampson. Just nudging the one on the rail over the pocket. Got the total snooker. It's a little careless to miss that red. Yes, you know, even if he hits the red, there's a good chance he's going to go on and lose the frame from it. But
yeah,
Chris is struggling a little bit here, and you know, you don't want it. This match can turn around quickly. There's still just about enough time in the match for him to get back into it.
Yeah, I think the way the balls are situated here for Chris, I think this gives him a little chance to let his arm go a bit.
And this is where
because we haven't really had much of a chance to see much of him away, to be fair.
No, the chances he's had a couple of opportunities earlier on in the match where he's trying to play balls off balls and wasn't able to do so.
Yeah.
And to be fair, George Tierney has played a really good match up until this frame.
Yeah, he's played well.
And he's okay there, yellow onto yellow.
You'd have to think he's going to clear these up now. Oh, it's a little bit tricky. He should be okay though. He can screw straight back or top it through, I think.
And this is where putting that red save first shot just makes things a little bit easier for him. Just means he can play this one down the rail with a bit more confidence.
Yeah, he's playing well. Oh, there we go.
Chris Hampson gets his first frame on the board. He still trails 4-1, but he's hanging on in this match. Just over 10 minutes left in the match, so you really need to get a motor on if he's to get back to 4-4, or even get back to win it. But all you can do is keep trying, keep plugging away.
Yeah, he's got an uphill task, to say the least. I'm sure George won't be in much of a rush.
Yeah, it looked like George played that frame like he's enjoying it out there so much. He didn't want to match the finish and come in. He wanted to stay out there for a bit more.
Yeah, I think he got a bit too confident at one point. Oh, he's lost the white. That was probably one of his biggest breaks.
You can see how much the clock plays on your mind, because he hit that break the minute the triangle had been removed by the referee. Trying to use every second of that match clock. And that's definitely something we're going to see throughout the day as the day progresses. You know, players, you know, if they go 2-3 frames behind, they're going to have to be very conscious of that shot clock. Yeah. Have I got enough time to get back in the match? Do I need to push the boat out?
Yeah, definitely. I think this could be it for the first game, barring any real shocks. Just needs to make sure he keeps leaving himself an angle. Oh, he's just okay, I think. A little bit closer to that yellow than what he would have liked, but there's a little bit of signs of nerves creeping in, I think.
It's not ideal.
Now he's getting a bit closer to the line. He's played it well. just drop this in. Yeah, it's perfect. And that's it. 8-ball for the match. And there it goes.
Yeah, George Tierney, to be fair, he played a very good match. Apart from frame 5, he was pretty much flawless in that match. And there is the stats from the match. There's 4 missed pots from George Tierney. Probably 3 of them came in that fifth frame.
Same frame, yeah.
But the story of the match from Chris Hampson's side is that he had opportunities earlier on in the match and wasn't able to manufacture a finish and get himself going. And George Tierney with 2 reverse dishes and 1 break dish.
Everyone actually lives up to its name.
Of course, yeah. I beat all these whenever I want to. It's just whether I want it or not, that's all. You know?
So are you confident you can go all the way?
Oh, absolutely. None of these are in my league. How I'm 25-1, I don't know.
The shot clock doesn't put you off?
No, I love the shot clock. Love it. Brilliant. Yeah, happy days.
Well, we all wish you the best of luck for the next one. So good luck, and we'll see you in the next round.
Lovely. Thanks, Jade. See you later on.
The most successful money player of all time is George, the real number 1, Tierney! Here we are. We're down to the money stages. How do you think it went earlier on?
I played okay, didn't I?
You played very well.
Yeah, I played well enough. Just getting used to the table. I think I'll be even better now.
Have you played Steve before?
No.
How do you reckon it's going to go?
He can't win.
He can't win.
No, he can't win. Can't win.
He can't win because he's playing the real number 1. Thank you very much. Cheers, George. Wish George all the best. Out next, his nickname is 8-Ball. He's from Warrington. Let's get him out. It's Steve, the 8-Ball. Whoa!
Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Get ready, get steady, and rumble. Everybody rumble. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Get ready,
I'm a local favourite.
and rumble. Everybody rumble.
So what was it like earlier on to get one over on Seb?
Yeah, he was due one, wasn't he, to be fair? He was due one.
He was definitely due on. I believe you had a money match beforehand.
Yeah.
How did the money match go?
Long time ago, I can't remember, Kev.
It was asked you earlier on though, which would you prefer to win, that one or the money match?
The money match, obviously, yeah.
I reckon you should get his cap for this.
Yeah, definitely. I probably need it more than he does.
And as it goes, George says that you can't win.
Yeah, he's probably right.
Let's give him a round of applause. The players, let's go.
Well, here we go. Those of you that have been with us over the past year and watched plenty of Paul on Free Sports, you will have seen nothing like this. This really is something a little bit different. The players under extreme pressure with a very quick shot clock that cuts down to 20 seconds after 15 minutes. It is a race to 5, but if it's a timed match, and if there is no result after 30 minutes, then the score as it stands will stand. And if it's a draw, we go to a black ball shootout. First match, George Tierney versus Steve Wall. I think it's fair to say George Tierney is not short of confidence. A man with extreme belief. Self-proclaimed real number 1. And he has won the lag, and it is he to break. What a crunching break to start this match. Well, a brilliant break from George Tierney. Gives himself a good opportunity to get going in this match. This is the sort of split you can dream of at the beginning of a match. No problems anywhere on the table. Probably just needs to be fraction careful getting on to the black, but the reds at the top of the table all have pockets. I would say he's taken his time just to make sure, but with only a 30-second shot clock, doesn't really have time to take his time. And just a nice angle to drift down for the black. In drops the 8 ball, and George Tierney starts the match with a very impressive break, followed with the dish, and he moves 1-0 up. You see plenty of crowd interaction. We're going to see this all night long. The crowd are encouraged to interact with the players, and you can see there Steve Wall absolutely loving the atmosphere out there. Steve played Seb Webb this afternoon and played a really impressive match. Only made 1, maybe 2 mistakes in the whole match. He played a very impressive game. But a disastrous start from here. Stuns the white straight into the centre pocket. That is driver error. Immediately Seb Webb comes to the table. George Tierney comes to the table with a good opportunity to go 2-0 ahead. Free shot to open up the table following that foul. Just nudging the yellow on. I'll look to go yellows. He does have more work than he had when he made the breaking dish in frame 1. Just needs to negotiate those yellows on the left-hand side. But every yellow does have a pocket. He just may have to take them in the right order. He was playing for the cannon on the red and didn't get into the white anywhere near enough, and the white straight into the centre pocket. And quickly this frame's going to turn over to Steve Wall, who gets to get his hand on the table for the first time. You see that grimace from Steve. He knows that he's not played the best shot there. Just trying to get that yellow onto the bottom rail and get it out the way, and then he can attack the reds. But by putting the yellow where he has, it's made one of the reds half awkward. In fact, the red he's going for now. Right, he's half recovered the situation. He's made the ball, but he's not landed great on his next ball. Slightly nervy visit from Steve Wall, hasn't settled yet in this match. The first shot following that foul from George Tierney gave him all his problems. A delightful shot from George Tierney, just making the frame a bit easier for him by developing the black. Could have left it where it was, backed himself to get on it, but if you can knock it out into the open, he says why not. I think he's just about straight enough on this yellow to the bottom right corner. He can just screw back to where his hand is now, on and off the cushion. Would have liked a fuller contact on that red, just to hold the white off the rail. But strokes the black in. Needed 2 efforts this time, but George Tierney does win the frame and moves himself 2-0 in front. And this time Steve will be frustrated, because once George Tierney had gone in off, he would have fully expected to come to table and make the finish. Slightly loose first shot with his free shot, just made things awkward and he couldn't recover. And in this short format, an early mistake can really find the match getting away from yourself. Just avoided the middle pocket, but the white stays on the table. See, that just catches the jaw, but he makes a couple of balls, gives himself another good opportunity. This time he gets it all wrong. Misses the pot, thought he was cannoning the yellow, missed the cannon on the yellow, white flies in off, so Steve Wall had cue ball in hand in the last frame, could not take advantage. Can he do it this time? A slightly easier chance for Steve Wall in this frame than the previous. Just needs to guard against getting the white out. A couple of options, ways he could play it. Could go wrong, might take the one on the rail first. If he takes one on the rail, if he takes one on the left-hand side first, he's got to worry that, watch the white coming too far across the table and getting blocked off by the black. So, delicate shot. And he played that really, really well. Just controlled the white just perfectly. Just checking, the black does go down to the bottom right-hand corner. Well, he controlled the previous shot perfectly. This time he doesn't quite get into the white enough and leaves himself a missable black. I'm not even sure if he had the full pocket. I mean, he's right behind that, he doesn't miss it. So you have to say that I still expected him to make the pot, but it was the positional error that was the problem. There's a lovely pot from George Tierney. Players have talked about these pockets all day, how they're in these black ball tables, how they're quite tight down the rails, and the previous shot that George Tierney played when he managed to cue it in nicely from hampered cueing with the black as well. He's really set himself up in this chance. And in goes the 8 ball, and George Tierney makes the counter clearance and moves himself 3-0 ahead. And he is edging closer to that finish line. Steve Wall hasn't really got himself going yet, had chances in both the last two frames, and he would have expected to make both of them. Dry break from Steve Wall, really not happening so far in this match for him. First opportunity once again goes to the Irishman. And that's come out okay. Played it with pace, wanted to get that red moving away from the pocket. He's achieved that. I think every red now has a pocket. That's not a great shot. Probably wisely decided to get that red out the way as early as possible. Perhaps the hardest ball for him to get on. But position off it, knocking the black awkward, covering a red up. Creating more work for himself than he wants. And he's stroked another pop down the railing, lovely, and landed with a really nice angle. Right, he can clip this in, and he may be able to screw on and off and just avoid the yellow, or he may use the yellow as to hold the white. Yeah, a bit of both. He's landed on this red nicely, but it still needs to be cued in. George Tierney makes a reverse dish, and he moves 4-0 ahead inside 14 minutes in this match. George Tierney, an interesting character, one that divides opinion, making a name for himself in the pool world using social media to do so. Played a number of money matches. He'll tell you that he's won far more than he's lost, but no real accurate way of determining that. And that's unlucky. Whereas the previous in-off, it was straight into the centre pocket. This time it gets pinballed in, white going all over the table. So Steve Wall in a world of trouble at 4-0 down and time running out on the clock, but he does have another opportunity to get himself into this match. Used his free shot just to develop a yellow. And then he was going after yellows, but lost the white already. 2 shots into this visit. All he has left is a double. I think this is something we've seen throughout the day in this severe format where you're under pressure from ball one, time pressure, match time pressure, pressure of the tournament and the spectators. If you get off to a slightly poor start, you just don't have the time to settle and get yourself back into the match. Steve Wall had a really good opportunity in frame 2 and a better opportunity in frame 3. They both went begging, and that's why he finds himself 4-0 behind. And that could well be Steve Wall's last mistake in this match. You can see the frustration on his face. He knows it just has not got going at all. He did play really well this afternoon, knocking out Seb Webb. Just played a really good match. Took out 3 or 4 really good finishes under pressure. And then next match on, just hasn't been able to settle. It's not gone well as well. Just losing the white at key times is George. I think he can just snick this red back into the centre pocket. Might be able to recover the situation. I don't think the red above the black's too much of a problem. He gets low on it. I think he can drop it into the centre pocket. Well, the referee has called a foul. Black first. Well, I thought I heard the referee call foul, but I think perhaps probably just somebody from the crowd. Yeah, I think no, that looked clean to me, looked no problem, and that red he's just made from hampered queuing was exceptional. Another tough back black left, but this is for the match. Well, we've seen George Tierney cue really well throughout this match, make a number of good pots and recovery pots, but I think he's just thrown one in there, didn't cue that one anywhere near as smooth as he has previous efforts. It was a tough pot, granted. I did think the way he's been queuing in this match, I did fancy him to make it. Oh, what a way that would have been to win a match. Brilliantly judged by George Tierney, but it stays up and Steve Wall has one more chance. He is hanging on. This time he hasn't got the total snooker. But he can't cut this back into the centre pocket. He can't take it onto the corner because of going off. So what can he do? Slamming the double. What a way to win the match. Brilliant performance by George Tierney. it really is brilliant. He played some great ball in the match, took 2 finishes out off the break, a couple of very good finishes in between, and it is the Irishman that moves on to the semi-final with a 5-0 victory over Steve Wall. In truth, Steve didn't really settle, but perhaps that's partly down to the way George started this match with a brilliant break and a break and dish. And we're going to go down to the arena and get a few words with him, with Jade.
Georgie boy, you are on fire tonight. Your first match, you won 5-1, and now you've just done 5-0. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I knew I'd do better than the 5-1 earlier on. You know, I was a bit disgusted with dropping the frame, so I knew I'd do 5-0 tonight.
You must be so confident on winning this thing now, how you've been playing today.
You should look around all the other players in it. I can't lose.
And this is your second time in the shootout. He's confident, we all like it. Second time in the shootout. How much do you like playing in this event?
Oh, I love it. I love this atmosphere. This is what I'm all about. This is what Powell should be about.
And can the real number 1 go all the way?
Of course, I go all the way, all the time.
We wish you all a lot. Good luck for it. We look forward to seeing you later.
Thanks very much, Jed.
Well, George Tierney in fine form, and he moves on to the semi-finals of this Taom shootout in Wigan. And we will take a break and come back with our second match, Jordan Shepherd versus Craig Marsh.